Is there any problem the government can't solve with just a little more money from the taxpayers? Wait until you hear Governor Brown's new scheme to fund schools. I'm Alexis Garcia with Cal Watchdog's John Phillips. Now, John, what are the nut and bolts of Governor Brown's education plan, and how will it affect students' education?
Well, he's redistributing funding. He's redistributing funding from schools that work to schools that don't work. And I like to say that he's killing healthy chickens to make soup for the sick ones. So he's going into school districts, suburban school districts in LA County like Manhattan Beach or Orange County like Fullerton, and he's taking that money and he's redirecting it to schools that aren't performing like Compton, and Compton was one that he specifically cited. But it's wrong and it's not going to work because the problem in places like Compton is not a lack of funding. If you look at the chart of the per pupil spending for schools in Los Angeles County, Compton is near the top, just under Beverly Hills. But a lot of high performing school districts are near the middle or near the bottom, but they're just doing more with the resources they have. The fact of the matter is, and this is politically incorrect to say, but it's just the truth, is that the problem in Compton is not funding, it's gangs, it's parents that aren't as active in their kids' lives and their kids' education as they should be. It's maybe bad teachers and bad administrators. It's corruption. The state was once in charge of the Compton Unified School District. But no, he doesn't want to address those things. He says it's a funding problem. You're punishing schools that are working and helping out schools that are failures.
Well, I mean, how plausible do you think this solution is for education funding?
Well, it's not going to help the problem. I mean, it's what it's going to do is it's going to hurt the high-performing suburban schools. And for taxpayers in these areas, it's going to make them go absolutely ballistic when they find out what he's doing. And I don't think it's really trickled down all the way to the kitchen tables where parents are talking about this. But people who live in Manhattan Beach, people who live in Fullerton, people who live in South Orange County, a lot of them live there because the schools are so bad in Los Angeles, and they're so bad in Anaheim, and they're so bad in Santa Ana and San Francisco, and large urban areas in California. So they moved to areas in part because of the schools, and now those schools are going to be punished to redirect funds to the school districts that failed in the first place.
So, John, is this just an extension of class warfare coming to education in California?
Yeah, but I think it's very risky politically for him because Jerry Brown is a Democrat that has appeal beyond the Democratic base. He wins in places like Pasadena that vote Republican and Democrat, or Long Beach that vote Republican and Democrat. But when those people in Pasadena and Long Beach find out that their schools are going to be punished because of Jerry Brown's policy, there's going to be hell to pay.
We talked about just throwing more money at the problem is not going to do it, but do you think an increase in school funding would lead to better scores or better preparedness for college and beyond?
No, I mean, I think that if you were to take that money and put it in a football field and start a bonfire, you'd have the same effect. The problem is not a lack of funding. There's no correlation at all between funding and test results and API test results. It's just not there. The numbers just don't play that out. The problem is, what are you going to do to get rid of the gangs, to better deal with school safety? What are you going to do to make the parents more involved? What are you going to do to make sure that teachers that are prepared are in the classrooms? And Jerry Brown won't address those.
Well, if funding's shown not to work, why do we just keep rolling out the same solution again and again?
Because that's the easy solution. And that's the solution the teachers unions want too. Because a lot of that money will go to salaries, a lot of that money will go to the employees of the schools, but it's not going to result in test scores improving.
Well, John, thank you so much.
No problem.
For Cal Watchdog, I'm Alexis Garcia. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.